Hi, if you saw my video on how many wigs do you realistically need to be a full-time wig wearer and sister styles, then you know what a fan I am of sister styles and sister colors. And by those terms, I mean that the styles and colors are close enough that no one is really going to be noticing that you're wearing anything different. They may be off just a little bit in, a half an inch or an inch, maybe even a little bit more than that, but no one is really paying that much attention to know that you're wearing different hair that day. So I wanted to break down those two wigs that I did show you and talk about a little bit more in detail, and I would love to know what you think. So the first wig that we're going to be talking about is Simmer Elite by Raquel Welch. The shade is Shaded Cappuccino. And for me, the sister style for Simmer Elite in a straighter form is Cruise Control, also by Raquel Welch in the exact same shade, Shaded Cappuccino. And I want to break everything down and look at the descriptions of these wigs. But before I did that, I did want to just show you, first of all, Simmer Elite is one of Raquel Welch's most popular wigs, and it was actually my very first wig. I do still wear this wig all the time and absolutely love it. But it does have a full lace top, monofilament top, which means you can part it anywhere you want to. It is a hand-tied cap. As you can see here, hand-tied cap. And then the base is a closed wefted base as well. So again, beautiful, beautiful cap, beautiful wig. And I'm not going to show you Cruise Control only because the cap is exactly the same. So what I'm going to do, we're going to break these down, and I would love to know exactly what you think and see if you think that these are great sister wigs. So let's try on Simmer Elite first. Okay, so we're back. This is Simmer Elite. And according to Wigs.com, on the description for Raquel Welch, Simmer Elite, the measurements are front 11.5 inches, from the crown 11.5 inches, the sides are 9 inches, and the back is 10.5 inches. That means that there's some layering that's going on in there. And from the nape, it's 6 inches. So here, let's take a quick peek. So here's what it looks like. Side, back. You can see where it hits really. And then back around. Okay, now let's try on Cruise Control and then we'll talk about it. And this is Cruise Control, also by Raquel Welch. So let's take a look at her measurements. But before we do that, also as a new wig wearer, I think it's really important if you have a little bit of hair and it's similar in color to your current wig, I always pull out a little bit of that hair. And for me, it just makes the wig look a little bit more natural. So I always try to do that if I can. So this is Cruise Control. Let's take a look at her measurements. So it says, according to Wigs.com, the measurements are the front, again, 11 inches, the sides, 7.5 inches, the back, 11 inches, and the crown is 12 inches, and the nape is 10 inches. Now it sounds a little bit different, but let's take a quick comparison here. So both of them, they're off on the front by about 1/2 inch. On the sides, they're off about 1.5 inches. And the back about 1/2 inch. Now, according to this, the nape, and it just may be because of the way that it's layered, the nape on Simmer Elite is 6 inches, and the nape on Cruise Control is 10 inches. But again, let's take a look. So here's the front. And for me, here's the side. Here's the back. And for me, as you saw the other video, it hits almost exactly to me where the other wig hit, where Simmer Elite hit. I think Simmer Elite may have hit right here instead, but very similar. And for me, if I were curling my hair, if I were to curl this wig, it would be a little bit shorter anyway. So for me, the difference in those measurements is very small, and I think it's completely unnoticeable if you are going to be curling your hair, your real hair, and your bio hair, and it would be a little bit shorter than having it straight like this. So I think these are fabulous sister styles. Again, Simmer Elite, they're the exact same color. just styled a little bit differently. And I do love the heat-friendly wigs. If I wanted to curl one of these wigs or straighten one of them, I've absolutely done that, and they are similar. But as I mentioned in my other video, I also just like to have one kind of ready, set, go that is already curled and one that is straight. So I would love to know what you think. Do you think these are great sister styles? And we'll take a look at some others. I didn't mention that the wig that I had on in the beginning was by Beltress. It's called Seville and Macadamia Latte Rooted. I did give that wig a little bit of a trim, about a 2-inch trim, because for me it was just a little bit long for me. But that shade Macadamia Latte Rooted is the closest shade, also talking about sister colors, the closest shade to Raquel Welch's Shaded Cappuccino that I could find in that brand. And I would also love to know what you think about that. See you next time.